Dear Princess Sunbutt, Letter 81.
Dear Princess Hot Pocket, buckle the fuck up for this one. Trixie had somehow managed to do something even I couldn't. She achieved full retard. To preface this, I've recently been teaching Trixie teleportation because she wanted to incorporate it into her show. Think about that for a minute. She's so bad at real magic that she had to resort to stage magic, but she's so bad at stage magic that she needs to use real magic to make it look like she's doing fake magic. And we're not even at half retard yet. While I was teaching her, she did pretty okay. On her first attempt, she didn't go anywhere, but she did disappear for half a second. I wanted her to sit on my face, so I called it a successful teleport. She decided she was now good enough to do it on stage, so she didn't need any more practice. One success, and she was ready to do it live. And we're still nowhere near full retard. On the big stage, in front of literally tens of people, Blue Dini tried to remove her own spleen by stealthily teleporting it out. She actually succeeded. Much to her surprise, she then began hemorrhaging profusely. 90% retard. Instead of rushing to the hospital, where people know how to reattach spleens, she tried teleporting it back into her body. She succeeded again. It went inside one of her lungs. 95% retard. By this point, someone had already gotten a medic. He ran over to fix the unfixable, but Trixie was determined to die. Before he could reach her, she cast the cloning spell on herself, thus achieving full retard. As expected, the new body was a perfect copy, including all the mortal injuries, still hemorrhaging, spleen still in the lungs, still named Trixie. Also, as expected, the old body exploded into a Brazilian pieces, showering the crowd in blood and Trix mix. The medic was a fucking trooper though. Dude must have been a soldier or something, because he didn't hesitate for a single second before working his magic to unfuck Trixie too. And unfuck her he did. She somehow survived, despite dying once already. Now, there are only 3 things in this world that get my ghibli bits quivering every single time. Traumatizing children, reading, and dangerous misuse of magic. Needless to say, Trixie and I had hot lesbian horse sex for hours afterward. It was very loud and very lesbian. Everyone in a half-mile radius could smell the girl musk. Anon and Spike will be staying in a hotel room until library is fumigated. Your second loosest screw, Spurgles.
Oh, by the way, the medic's name was Amber Lamps. It was pretty chill. It said that he's seen worse before, though I didn't get a chance to ask him about the worse. He dipped out as soon as he was sure Trixie was gonna live. If I find him again, I'll see if I can get him to sit down with me for a drink so we can swap stories. Love, Anon. From Her Royal Highness, Hottest Pocket, RE Letter 81.
Dear Trixie Lulamone, due to your recent near-death experience caused by a teleportation incident and use of a known unstable spell, as well as requiring a public space to be closed for cleaning related to the aforementioned difficulties, you are hereby required to submit to psychiatric evaluation to ensure your mental well-being, as well as no less than 12 hours of community service, as that was the estimation for cleaning the area to health and safety standards. In the future, please understand that magic marked advanced does not merely denote difficulty, but also risk to yourself or others. Please ensure you are able to reliably cast such spells under observation of some pony able to help you, should a complication arise in the future, and ensure that you are able to do so regularly. From the desk of Her Royal Highness Celestia. P.S. Her Majesty suggests the illusory subtypes of spells if you intend to use magic during your shows in the future, as they tend to be safer. To Agent A. Lamps. Thank you for being prompt and efficacious as always. For successful life-saving measures without exposing your role, your usual bonus will be included in your paycheck. Anon has expressed interest in meeting you and exchanging stories, however. You do have tentative authorization to allow for such meetings, at your discretion, but be warned that Anon does not technically possess a security clearance. If in doubt, deflect. I apologize again for stationing you within Ponyville, but given the usual standard of things in Ponyville, I believe you can see why it is justified by now. Good work, Her Royal Highness Celestia. To my most faithful student, Twilight Sparkle, you are hereby required to attend a once-weekly tutoring lesson. That is, a lesson on how to correctly tutor another pony, run by a Miss Cheer Lee, until you are able to pass the relevant certification. I applaud your initiative and willingness to help Twilight, but Trixie could have died as a result of your, manner of instruction. At the very least, you should have prepared safety measures and have been honest with her about her mastery of the spell. Your loving mentor, Princess Celestia. Dear Anon, I'm not certain how long I spent staring at the last letter, but it was long enough for my sister to have been fetched out of concern. What? The ever-loving Tartarus is wrong with My Little Ponies. Celestia.
Letter 81.1. Your Highness, Anonymous is oddly enjoyable to speak with. He shared a great deal about himself, including his many interactions with the mare up top with the booty that don't stop. Those were his words, not mine, and he specifically told me that he was referring to you in a positive light, so I humbly ask that you postpone my execution for the time being. On a more serious note, I'm requesting authorization to share stories of my E&D class assignments with Anonymous exclusively, and the necessary changes and redactions made, of course. Becoming familiar to him, and by proxy of Twilight Sparkle, would allow me to more closely surveil their activity. I would also request permission to discuss my assignments abroad, under the guise of me having been a traveler in my youth. I'm better at telling half-truths than whole lies, so I believe this would mitigate the risk of Anon noticing inconsistencies. AL. From Her Royal Highness Celestia, RE Letter 81.1.
Agent A. Lamps. Permission granted on both counts, and indefinite stay of execution is, as always, permitted. I am well aware of Anon's colorful descriptors. He is rather surprisingly easygoing when not dealing with my students, and makes for good conversation. Should he invite you for a film night, you also have my permission to accept, though with forewarning that my sister and I are often present in a more casual sense. If I come up in one of your stories, you have my permission to act in a professionally familiar way in the context of said meetings. I will, however, offer a warning. I suspect that Anon does not report on all of my students' activities, and moreover, her mishaps. If you should get into a competition with him regarding the most bizarre thing you've encountered, I would prefer you concede victory if it would require a C-rank mission or above, unless it has been deemed effectively public knowledge. I don't know what they get up to, Agent Lamps, but I know that Discord has not actively caused chaos in Ponyville in months. On his last visit, he likened it to over-garnishing an already perfect dish. Paraphrased, of course. Penned by Her Royal Highness Celestia. P.S. You have 40 vacation days banked, Agent. Feel free to use them rather than burn out.
An unsent letter.
Dear Sunset Shimmer, I miss you, and I am sorry that I sent you away. I hope you are well, wherever you are right now, whatever you're doing, and I hope that you know that you are always welcome home. I understand that it has been a long time since my last letter, but recent events had made me realize that, well, every pony has their oddities and foibles. A temper and sense of entitlement really aren't that bad, all things considered. I hope your time in another world has helped temper the latter and settled the former, if you'll forgive the wordplay. I imagine you've met Twilight Sparkle by now, given that I don't really put anything past her ability to achieve, for better or worse. I've taken her under my wing as a new student, but again, you're always welcome back, Sunset. She hasn't taken your place. I'm writing because I've been reflecting on the good pony at heart I know Twilight can be. And I remember the light and warmth in that little filly I had taken those years ago, and realized that I have been unfair to you. If you do return, there are some things we need to work on, but you're worth the effort, just as Twilight is. I miss you, Sunset. Princess Celestia.
Wow, that was both funny and also heartwarming. In the end, it was heartwarming. Before, that was pretty damn funny. Anyway, I'd like to give a big shout out to my bright donators. Yoshi Super Saiyan 2, Peter Coulthard, Nicholas Springthorpe, Dospo, Rainbow Dash 1990, Runescythe 9852, Dresdon, David D. Sanchez, Dwight Cornel, Gagi, Secret Moon, Orion Pax Kaiju, Starlight Glimmer, Trey, Pokekiller Zach, Soul Dragon, Dak Britton, Joe Pierce E, and Reno. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.